Hello.
Hi, my name's Lottie and this is my son Charlie, and we're going to start doing a set of videos called Craft With Me, and they're going to be online art lessons using our Mama Makes products, so you can craft along with your kids or just craft for yourself and follow along with the videos and make some really cool stuff while you're in lockdown or maybe even homeschooling. In today's video we're going to make something like this, and this is a card with the stamps by Charlie. This one is Make a Wish, and when I say stamps by Charlie I don't mean this one, I mean one of our amazing designers, Charlie, who's currently living in Tokyo. So let's get started. So this is how it's going to work. The black mat is my mat, and this is where we're going to work and how I'm going to show you how to make the card. And then when you see the clear mat, you will see Charlie's point of view and his go at making the card, crafting along with me. So to start, you will need a card blank. This particular one is 4x8, but you can do any size you like. And then I've just got the girl here. This is the main girl from the Charlie set. This is Make a Wish. And what we're going to do is we're going to ink up our stamp. I'm using a dye-based ink here, but you can use any of the black inks that you have at home. So when you're inking up the stamp, just go along very slowly and make sure all of that outline is black. If you don't see any black, you're not going to get that detail when you press down. So we're taking the ink pad and we're having a look at the stamp to check if it's all black. Put the lid back on, and then what we're going to do is turn the block over, and I work horizontally just so I've got that stability. We're going to hover over our paper and make sure we're in the middle, and then I'm just going to drop it down. I'm holding on to it still with my fingertips, and I'm pressing with my fingertips. There is no rush with stamps at all. We're just pressing down and making sure we get all of that detail. How are you doing, Charlie?
Very good.
Pressing it down?
Yep.
Lift it off slowly. Great.
That is mine.
So, once we think all of that detail is down on our page, we're just going to lift this off really slowly, and there is our girl. So, there she is, and we've got room at the top here for our sentiment, which we'll do a bit later. So next we're going to stamp again, but this time on our Cosmic Dreams paper. Now, if you buy the Craft With Me kit, you will get 2 sheets of the 8x8 paper. However, if you buy the whole Cosmic paper pad, you will get 24 beautiful sheets of this Cosmic paper. So we're going to stamp her again, but this time this is for her hair. So if you see what we're doing here, we want this. So I want to make sure that I stamp this where I want that colour. So do I want darker hair? Do I want pink hair, purple hair, orange hair? I'm going to stamp her in the middle here because I think that is a big explosion of colour. Beautiful. So maybe like here, because they're clear stamps, you can kind of see through at what you're going to get when you stamp it out. So let's stamp her up again. What are you going to go for, Charlie?
I'm going to go for the middle, like you are.
Fabulous. So let's ink that up. Make sure that's all black so we'll be able to see, and then cut around our outline. Let's twist it round again. Hover over, have a look at where that colour's going to be. Let's go here, and we're going to press down again. Make sure all of that detail's on our page. Make sure all of that ink is transferring over to our gorgeous paper so we know where to cut. and then slowly lift that off. And you can see, that's perfect. Love it. So next we're going to cut out the hair. I've got some scissors here. If you're working with maybe younger children, you might want to do this for them. But what we have here on the design, hopefully you can see this, is her hand is on the edge here. And we just want the hair. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the outline first. So let's chop out this hair. Try to be as neat as you can. I am pretty rubbish at cutting. How are you at cutting, Charlie?
Very good.
Yeah? Are you neat?
Yes.
And precise?
Yeah.
So just chopping this out. Getting all those edges on all of that detail that Charlie has hand drawn these. So not my Charlie, but Charlie who illustrated these. She's a fantastic illustrator. She hand drew these girls and they have so much attitude, and I think they show a lot of positivity, and they're just beautiful. They spread a lot of joy onto our card making. Just going round the curves here, making sure you got those curves. How's your cutting, Charlie?
Very good.
Oh, that's neat. I'm just going to go around her head here. Okay. So we've got our outline there of our girl. So now we want just the hair. We don't want any of this body because we're going to colour it separately. So, as I said earlier, here's her hand. So we've got an option here to cut into. So we don't have to kind of slice through the middle or anything. So there's her hand. So we don't need that. And we don't need her arm either. And we don't need the torso or the top. And we definitely don't need her trousers or jeans. So we're just going to chop away all of that. And her feet will colour in a normal feet colour. And we'll go between here. And then gently twist round. I recommend turning the paper and not the scissors. Twist your paper to where you need it to go. And leave your scissors facing forward in place. I'm hoping you can see all of this. Try to concentrate on cutting and being in shot at the same time. Just going to cut around her body here. And down her arm there. And it looks like we're cutting out the girl and cutting off her hair. But actually we'll be using the waist on our project. So around the shoulder there, and we go around her ear and her head, getting her fringe. Nearly there, oh, dropped it, nearly there. Around the fringe, around her face, and around that hand again. So, there's our girl, and in fact, I've got some from a previous project here. You could use this as the top. If you wanted a crazy top, go ahead. If you wanted to give her some crazy jeans, that would be great. But we're going to give her some crazy hair. So I'll leave that to the side. What you could do is just cut around here. Cut her hands off, which sounds a bit gruesome. Cut her head and her hand off. And then you've got a really funky top for another girl. And then you've got, if you cut off her shoes or her feet, then you've got some really cool trousers for another project as well. But we are going to take the hair, which looks a little bit strange at the minute. But what we're going to do is grab our card where we stamped our girl. And we're going to glue this in place. So she's got this fabulous red, orange, pink galaxy hair. So I've got some normal PVA glue, And I'm just going to put it on my mat here, or you could put it onto a plate if you're working with children. And we're going to grab a brush, and what we're going to do is paint her hair with glue, which sounds a bit odd, but it's going to make sure that our hair that we just cut out sticks down securely and in the right place. Are you all good, Charlie? You're gluing her hair?
Yep.
Fabulous. So we're just getting that glue all down there. Make sure you go around all of the outline, because otherwise you're going to have bits of her hair that sticks up and it might catch on the card. There we go. Just around all of that bit. Wipe up your glue so we're not dipping into that. And then we're going to put her hair down. So I'll start with the feet, and you'll be able to see where it goes. If we go around here, you can see that goes in the armhole. You see this goes around her head. And the PVA glue gives you what I call kind of wiggle room, wiggle time, and you can wiggle that into place so it's correct. Be careful with these thin bits down here. Make sure you glue that around, and it joins up here with her hand. And then you've got her fabulous hair, and that's going to be different every time you recut it out, and you can cut it out in all different kind of pattern papers that you have at home. So next we need to colour her clothes and her face. What I've got is some metallic markers, and these are from Crafter's Companion, and I've just put them in a little case here that I sewed together. So I've got a really cool metallic blue for her jeans, and I'm going to go for a cool pink to go with her hair, I think. These metallic markers have kind of a bullet nib end on there, so that's great for the detail, and then a brush nib, which is really great for brush lettering if you're good at that. So I'm going to use the thin end, and I'm just going to go around her top. Now, what's great about the fact that we've put our hair down first is that we can butt up against here, and we're not going to go out of the lines. So I'm just going to colour in her sleeve. I'm going to go round, carefully around her neck and down, and I'm just using the paper as a guide so I don't go out of the lines. Now, if you're really good at colouring, you'll be able to kind of maybe go multicoloured. Maybe you will go for kind of shading so it's darker where her arm is and all of that. I'm just going to keep it simple here, and I'm going to colour her top in pink, and that goes great with that hair, doesn't it? What colours have you gone for, Charlie?
I've gone for this nice blue, and I'm going to go for two colours, red and green.
So there's our top, and then we're going to colour in her jeans. And you can use any markers you've got here. Maybe you've got water brush markers. You could do your shading with those. Maybe you've got wax crayons, anything that you've got at home. Or you could do your techniques, maybe stencil onto her top and give her a patterned top. Maybe you've got an embossing folder, or maybe you want to do more paper. You've got pattern paper. You can give her a really cool top with the technique that we just did. So maybe you could give her a yellow top and some really dark, cool jeans. I might do that for this one, actually. I think she looks quite cool like that. I'm going to layer that over the top. That's what she would look like coloured, but I really like that top and jeans I've made. I think I might go for... Oh, I've got a red top here, though. That kind of blends in. Let's go for the opposites. So, again, I'm just going to paint her top here. Charlie, what are you up to?
I'm going to do my nice red, and I've choose two colours so I can do some details.
Wow. So we've painted her jeans in a lovely glue, and we're sticking down her jeans, and they fit perfectly. From my previous project, you'll see here that yellow is from this here. So if you're making multiple cards for lovely aunties and grandmas and granddads that are really missing you, maybe you could make a few cards. So that's all stuck down. So now we're going to have a look at her face and her hands and feet. And what I've got for her hands and feet is a distress ink. Now, you might have inks at home, you might have pens at home, but I've got this really nice soft pink, which is spun sugar, and it's really nice for those the skin tones. So I'm just going to put this on my mat. I'm going to grab a water brush this time. So this is a brush that's full of water. You got to refill it. And what I'm going to do is grab that yellow. Just make sure I've got no ink already on it. I've got a bit of black or dark purple on it at the minute. So get rid of that. Pick up this pink. And then I'm just going to put on this really subtle pink. I don't like the skin tones to be too dark. Charlie, do you agree? How do you like to do your skin?
I like to do my skin a tinsy bit dark, but not too dark on the toes.
Yeah.
I like it to be nice and pink, but also a tinsy bit yellow.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, actually, adding a little bit of yellow. So, you could make it a little bit darker if you like, but I quite like it like that. That's my girl done. Now, at the minute, she's floating. So we need to give her kind of a base or a ground. For this one, I just got my black ink and I smudged it. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now, I have been sorting out my craft room and I haven't found my blenders yet. So what I'm going to use is a little microfiber cloth. I use these to clean my stamps, so it's pretty inky anyway. And what I'm going to do is get the ink pad that I stamped her out in originally. And I am going to dab my finger into here and just give her a base. And it looks quite dreamy. It looks quite cloudy. Because you're doing it in these circular motions, it looks kind of grey and cloudy. What do you think, Charlie?
Because my girl's floating, I'm going to give her a little platform.
That's right. So, there's my base. And what we're going to do for the outside is on the original, I did the blue. So it looks kind of like clouds. Looks really cool. So we're going to grab a purple. My purple was another distress ink. And it was the shaded lilac, which is this one here. You can, of course, use your distress oxides as well. They're really cool. Again, I've lost my blenders. I don't know where the blenders are. So I'm just going to dab my finger into here. And we're going to, again, circular motions. And I really like this bluey lilac. It's really cool. I'm just going to dip my finger in every so often. And I'm going to go around the edge. I'm going to go a bit more down near her face here. And it doesn't matter if you're a little bit heavy-handed, because this cardstock, you're going to butt up against it. So you're not going to go over the girl and ruin the whole page if you accidentally go a bit fast. What do you think, Charlie?
I am just giving my background a little cloud blue.
Yeah, so I'll go round and round here, well, all the way around now. Just give her a nice cloudy background. And you've got a little background like that, which I think looks really cool. Last thing to do is our sentiment. There's a few words on the sheet here. You've got make a wish, follow your dream and let adventure unfold. Always believe in something magical is going to happen. And we're going to use sending all my love, but you've got a lot of variety there with the sentiments. So I've put Sending All My Love onto a block. This is how clear stamps work. You get a piece of acrylic. You can buy the acrylic blocks on the Mama Makes store. And you get your stamp, you peel it off the acetate and you pop it onto your acrylic block. And it doesn't fall off in any way, so it clings. And that's why they're called a clear cling stamp. Then we put our acrylic block down. We get our ink pad. And we stamp up again, looking for the colour, so this time black, on our sentiment. So close up my other ink pad there. We got our sentiment all covered. We're going to turn it over, bring our project to us, hover over, make sure it's in the middle. I'm lining up that V with the top of her head and moving up a little bit. And then we're going to press down, make sure you get all the letters, pressing down on our card there and lifting off slowly. And that is our card all done. What sentiment did you go for, Charlie?
I went for the same as yours, but I went for a different colour.
Fabulous. Well, there's my finished card. Let's see yours, Charlie. Great stuff. And that is the end of our Make-A-Wish Craft With Me. We've made some lovely cards that we can send out to family members that we're really missing. And I hope you've made some lovely cards too. I'd love to see them posted in the Crafting with Mama Makes Facebook group. And if you want to purchase any of these products and craft with us, they are on the mamamakestore.co.uk website, where there's a Craft With Me tab and you can find all of the products we've used today. There! Did you enjoy it, Charlie?
Yeah!
We'll see you for the next one.